Hey, today we are going to talk about the non-verbal cues and, to be precise, silence. So, silence is something that if you ace, your conversation game goes from 3 to 5 or it increases by 3 points, doesn't matter what stage you are right now. And it is a very integral and interesting part of the conversation. So, before getting into it, let me tell you a story, right? So, it's a story of me being in 12th and I'm in love with this girl, right? I mean, all pura love wala situation, and let's call her Goodrich. So I've been talking to Goodrich on chat for days, hours a day, and for days, right? And let me tell you, for your information, I'm very good in conversation on chat, right? At least at that point. So I could pull any girl on chat except the one I like, which is kind of weird, but okay. And I'm talking to this girl, and suddenly I get this chance to get on a one-on-one call, right? And before that, we have got on a call, but it was always some other person in the call. So this is the first time that we are one-on-one, and somewhere in the conversation, or 5 minutes into the conversation, the whole it gets awkward, right? And there's a silence. And one of the best ways that you can tackle silence is, or when you're awkward, is to go meta. So meta is like you're looking at a camera or you're looking at an apple, and meta is like you're looking at yourself looking at an apple. So which is a third person view. So what you do is you just accept that कि oh ये तो awkward हो गया, which is a trick that you understand automatically when you are into a conversation. And that's exactly what I did. I said ये तो awkward हो गया, and she was like no, no. She straight rejected it कि no, it's not awkward. And at that point my words started jumbling. I couldn't understand anything. I started stuttering because the moment I get awkward and I get worried, anxious, I just lose all the conversational skills I have. And at that point I was really bad in conversation, at least the call wala part or the face to face part. But at that point, I realized that, oh, silence is not always awkward. And after that, that whole chapter ended with 12th, and it, I started working on my conversation. And at some point, I realized after learning a lot that silence is not just awkward, it can also be a weapon in conversation. So, how do you use it? You use it when you realize that, like, if you listen to people who are smart, who are really smart and intellectual or cool, you'll realize that they take silences when they need to. They'll take silences and people wait for them. So, the first thing that I noticed is that their words are valuable, right? So, when they speak, it's valuable, right? People wait. If they are silent, people wait for them to speak because they know that whatever this guy will say will have meaning, if not value, meaning, right? And in our daily lives, at least me, when I get anxious, I just speak a lot. And most of it doesn't make sense or isn't valuable, right? And that is something that I had to take care of. And I did take care of it. The silence in a conversation can be used as a weapon to build tension. And sure, it can be sexual tension. So if you're talking to a girl and you're looking into her eyes and suddenly you stop, her heartbeat will increase or his heartbeat will increase, right? Whatever your other partner is, right? And it can be used in normal conversation as well. And you must have heard this tip where you say that you bring up a prize and then the first one who speaks loses the war. Me and my friend Darwaza is talking and suddenly everything gets silent. It's all right, right? You don't have to speak and speak and speak. You can go silent. And when we are talking to a friend, you don't really care about it. So if it gets silent and if he's a close friend, you won't really care about it. Okay, but let's understand the dynamics of nonverbal cues. And for that, we need to understand that a conversation has two aspects of it. The first is the verbal cues and the nonverbal cues. The verbal cues is basically how you talk, the vocabulary, the tonality, the sorry, modulation, whatever, right? From thoda flow, yeah. But all of this matters, right? And sure, it's a part of the conversation, but the second part of the conversation is as important. If you score good in the whole main exam, but your internals are bad, you lose marks, right? And the overall percentage gets lower, right? So the first thing about non-verbal cues is it includes your body language, it includes your eye contact, it includes the movement of your hands, the way you have your shoulders, how confident you are, if you're straight up or if you're slouching, and all of that comes into non-verbal cues. And when you are silent, your non-verbal cues get amplified because that's the only thing that is visible. So when you're silent, the conversation is still going. It didn't stop there. You're looking at into each other's eyes, and the conversation is still going, right? And see, when I say so much of stuff, it doesn't mean that you get conscious about it. Someone said this, some smart guy, wise man, right? 95% of the conversations don't really need you to be conscious, right? You don't really have to think about it. Moreover, if you are conscious, it's already visible on your face. It's already ruining your body language, and it's already ruining your non-verbal cues. So it doesn't matter how good you are in your voice, if you're slouching, it will be visible on your face, right? And silence is important because it's the time where you actually analyze the other person's body language, right? And see, this is the first thing is that someone actually automatically notices your non-verbal cues or the body language you have without even being conscious. But girls really have that capability thoda hai zyada. So they have better smell, they have better, what do you say, intuition and stuff. So okay, I'll not make this into a relationship thing, but silence is a game in that sense also as well, because let me tell you something. So if you flirt, right? So you did flirt, and now you just both got silent. Now you're looking into your eyes, the tension starts increasing. And let me tell you something. The weak one will will break the silence. And it's automatic, and sure, if you start having a competition about it, it's going to lose its relation or like relevance, but still, right? That's it. That's it. I think that I'm speaking for the last 15 minutes and I have to make some cuts. But yeah, that's it for today. Subscribe and be silent. Be silent. And just to tell you, the Divyansh who was in 12th and the Divyansh who was in right in present is really different. Very different. Like so different that haha, now he can pull any girl. The fact that I didn't really make a conclusion to this video is very wrong, and I shouldn't have done it, but you should subscribe. And yeah, just look into her eyes. It works.